Hey there, friends, and welcome to the Schools of Excellence podcast. Connie here. This episode is sponsored by the Directors Inner Circle, which is our premier coaching program for directors who are looking for a community of leaders to work with, world-class training and content, and coaching and training on how they can become leaders of excellence in their centers. So we have now an incredible cohort of directors that we're currently working with. We are accepting applications, very few of them over the course of the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested, whether you're an owner listening to this and thinking, oh, I really want training for my directors, or I have a new assistant director, or starting to build an admin team, definitely click the link in the show notes and fill out an application. Or if your director is listening to this who's just looking for higher level training, who's looking for a community of leaders, who's looking for a coaching program who can guide them for their next steps and how to build the infrastructure in their center, to build culture, to build a better calendar, to build relationships with staff, to understand all the systems and processes of all the things that they need to do to continue the day-to-day operations, then I encourage you to apply to see if you're a good fit to join us in our Directors Inner Circle. So today is another bonus episode in the Schools of Excellence podcast. And today's topic is creating and nurturing confident staff. So if you didn't listen to our previous episode, our first bonus episode on the skills to build self-awareness, you could definitely go check that out after you listen to this one. This week, again, super short and quick, these bonus episodes, they're under 10 minutes. I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to start creating and nurturing a confident team. Now, one of the things we need to understand about confidence is earned, not learned. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is earned, not learned. You cannot teach confidence. You have to earn it. Okay. They have to go do the work, make the mistakes, fall down, get back up again. That is how you earn confidence. Now, one of the other ways that you really earn confidence or you really build your confidence muscle is by making decisions and being able to execute on those decisions, right? The permission to make those decisions. And so one of the things that I talk often about is when staff come to you with a problem, follow the 2-option solution formula. And the 2-option solution formula is that they come with a problem, right? So they bring one question to you, one problem. Here's my problem. I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z, or X. And they need to present to you 2 solutions to this problem. Okay. Now, the reason that you want to do that is because by having them exercise their critical thinking skills, their own brain, using their brain to think, and actually come up with some options and then present to you, I think I'm going to go try this option, and you giving them permission to go do that, it starts to build their confidence that they could do hard things, right? They can do things that are challenging, right? If you look at young children or you look at your teenagers or your middle school kids, when are they finding some of the greatest satisfaction is when they accomplish something that was hard for them, right? Confidence doesn't come from smearing butter on a toast. Like, no, it just doesn't. You just don't get that satisfaction. Like, trying to build this like 89 step IKEA piece of furniture and you finish that, you've got some pretty big confidence inside of you, right? Because it was hard. And we do this dichotomy of like, we want them to earn their confidence and we want them to become more confident, but we make everything so easy for them because we're like, oh, I need to make it easy because if it's too hard, then they're going to leave. No, people with poor self-esteem and a low self-image don't stay. Confident people stay because they're enjoying themselves, right? They're finding meaning, they're finding purpose, they're finding value in the work that they're doing. And so following the 2-option solution, not only does it help them build their confidence, another thing that helps you do, it gives you a lens into their brain. It actually helps you recognize, how do my people think, right? Because so many times leaders are thinking, I can't delegate, right? You could delegate. You have to be able to understand their brain processing to understand who you can delegate to and how much you can delegate and in what order and in what capacity, right? You don't just bring someone on and day 2 you're delegating to them. You you know nothing about them, right? Of course you don't trust them. But how do you build the trust in the other person, right? Another way that a person becomes confident is when they know that people rely on them, right? They become these trustworthy people where someone asks them to do something and the person trusts they're going to go do it, right? That's how they build their internal confidence as well. Now, you can trust someone to do something if you know, with, again, you don't need 100% certainty, even 90% certainty, 85% certainty that they're going to be able to execute on it, right? That they have the capability and the discernment and they're going to figure it out, right? That comes from them also doing more talking, right? Where they're giving you solutions. So do less talking, right? Hear their solutions, hear what they have to say. It's going to help them build their own confidence. So these are some of the ways that you nurture it. These are some of the ways that you create opportunities for it. And the last thing I want to share is confidence. Okay. You might be listening to this and I want more confidence. You might be looking at Steph and saying they need more confidence. Confidence is not a pill. It is not a pill. It is not a drug. It is not a vaccine. Confidence is something that lives and breathes inside of you. And it is a muscle that is developed and earned over years and years of practice in different areas. Don't take shortcuts because there are none. You will be disappointed every time you try to take a shortcut to build confidence. You create a false sense of confidence, which just feeds your insecurity and self doubt even more. Don't create false senses of confidence. Learn how to build it the right way. And these are just some of the ways that I shared with you. Again, there's so many ways to build confidence. These are some of them to create, to nurture that inside of your team, to up level them. Don't just give them gratitude and praise, right? Again, I talk extensively on gratitude in episode 3 on this podcast. Gratitude is another powerful way to build confidence. But if you're only praising and you're not also hearing them, giving them opportunities to make decisions, to make mistakes, they're not building that real confidence muscle. All right. Thanks so much for joining me for another bonus episode on the Schools of Excellence podcast. If you have a specific topic that you would like some tips and tricks on or want a bonus episode, please let us know. Join us in our Facebook group, comment or tag me on Instagram. We love hearing from you. And thanks so much for joining us for another episode.